It seems like everybody has a smartphone these days, including the kiddos. And while everyone is free to choose what they think is best for their child, the experts actually suggest waiting a little bit. Dr. Allyson Coffin is our wellness expert and local chiropractor, and she's here to tell us why. And I think a lot of people probably go right to like the mental impacts of having a phone, but there are physical impacts as well.
Yes, so that's where I'm going to start. Physical impacts matter to me because I'm a chiropractor and I
Yes.
work with muscles and bones all the time, and I see
Right.
kids all the time. And so when you look at a teenager on a cell phone, what does that look like? Like, they're like this.
Down all the time, yes.
The reason that matters is because kids' skeletons are not fully mature until they're in their 20s. And so the very interesting thing is that if your body is like this 70% of the day, which is a large chunk of your day in a growing spine, you're going to have terrible posture.
Oh gosh.
And terrible posture is an aesthetic thing, yes, but it's also like bad for our body. We can get headaches, neck pain, chronic TMJ things, and all those things happen. I see them in little kids because their heads are down all day long in a tablet, on a phone. And I totally understand giving your kids screens, like you need a hot second to breathe.
Yeah.
But it's the studies from the National Institute of Health found that when you do give your kids a screen for over 7 hours or more a day, the cortex, your brain, the outer layer of it starts to thin, and so that means that all their 5 senses are duller than somebody that doesn't use as many smartphones throughout the day.
Wow.
So when your senses are dull, you don't hear as well. You don't see the colors as vividly because you're on that thing that like creates everything that looks beautiful all the time. Yeah, so that's one of the physical and mental reasons. And another physical reason is that people get the forward posture like this. Their shoulders go forward because they're looking, and that it limits your lung capacity, so you can't breathe as much. It's a really big deal. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So are there stretches, or are there, you know, what can we do to kind of reduce the impact of some of the physical stuff?
So great things that we can do are put a hard limit on the phone. If you want to have them have it a couple hours a day, cool. But then you put that phone like in a box far, far away.
Right.
It's not really a choice in other parts of the day.
Yep.
And also like teenage kids, they have sports and things, they need to get a hold of their parents. That's fine, but they have it when they go, and then they have it when take it when they come home. Those are some options. Other options, if you don't have those as options, is you can change your phone. It's like, you know how pretty your phone is when like you look at Instagram and doodads? It's so nice.
Yes.
You can change your phone to grayscale, so then it's not as visually appealing.
Okay.
Which is very cool because
Interesting.
You
Does
want
it just impact the colors that you see?
it just impacts the color. It just looks black and white.
Okay.
So instead, and you got to Google that because it's like a couple steps.
Yeah.
But you make it black and white because when you look at a beautiful, appealing phone screen, all these dopamine centers get hit off in your brain because of the social networks and because of the images and because of the text messaging and the phone calls and the emails, even for us as adults. Like the dopamine hits all the time, and because it's beautiful. And so if we take at least one of those layers out, it's not as appealing, you won't use it as much, and also you'll leave it on the table because it won't be as cool.
Yeah, and I know you talked about like how it impacts the senses and all of that, but
Yeah.
I always think about how social media and all of that stuff kind of just started exploding when I was in high school, and I can't even imagine what it's like having access to all of those things these days and being a teenager and navigating the world. So what kind of impact does that have on your mental health too?
So it's actually pretty scary, the amount of mental impact that it has on little kids. Little kids are not supposed to navigate complex social situations that they're being put in on social media, and they don't have the navigation of a trusted adult to help you because it's on a screen. The adult can't see the stuff that you're scrolling through at night.
Right.
And so kids are silently suffering with anxiety, depression, bullying, and you're also more susceptible to it because the gate's open, you know, when you have the phone.
Right.
So just in another thing is you can just put it away at night, no phone at night. Those are easy things that you could do. And to another cool thing that's kind of like trendy right now is kids are getting flip phones.
Yes.
So get
They're
a
back.
flip phone. Yes.
Close that phone to end the conversation. I missed that.
Like, with your chin, remember when you do that?
Exactly.
So yeah, people can get a flip phone, and then social media is not a construct for kids that are 10 years old.
Right.
And then you need the phone because you got to call your parents. Cool. Call your parents.
Yep.
You know? Or if you have to text, you have to push the number 17 times. Remember when you had to do that?
Yes, the T19 or whatever it was called. Listen, you're gonna have to Google that too, depending on how old you are. But oh my gosh, do you have any tips for parents? Because this has got to be like a hard conversation to have with kids. Do you have any tips, or do you have like a one-liner that parents can use to kind of make their kids understand why there are going to be limits on smartphones and screens and all that?
I think the best thing to do is to treat your kid like they're a knowledgeable human being. Hey, I know I gave you this phone. I'm really learning that this is not so safe for you right now. We're going to switch over to this. Your phone's going to be black and white for now. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm taking it away for the rest of your life. Or it can be like, we have limits on the phone and they're done at 7 o'clock at night. Or you have your phone at the end of the day and that's it. Whatever that looks like, but having that conversation with the kid, because they are a person. They know what's going on.
Right.
And a lot of times they're smarter than us.
Yeah.
So,
Preach.
yeah. So just talk to them like, I'm afraid about this and I want to protect you. So this is what our new family thing is.
Okay.
And kids are like, okay. Or they scream and have a fit and then they're fine because those are the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Great info. Thanks so much, Allyson.
Welcome.
So much. We're going to have all of this right in the 207 section of our website for you. Don't go anywhere. 207's back right after this.